The morning began like any other, quiet, predictable, nothing strange in the air. Then my phone buzzed. A message from Emily. Just having coffee with a friend. At first it seemed harmless. Coffee wasn't unusual. We'd always trusted each other, or at least I tried to. But something about how casually she phrased it triggered that familiar knot in my stomach. The tiny doubts I had been pushing aside rose up again. The late nights, the sudden secretive smiles at her phone, the vague explanations about who she was with. The suspicion didn't hit all at once. It grew slowly, creeping into me until I couldn't ignore it. I took a breath and typed a reply, not angry, not desperate. Controlled. Ask him how his wife liked the photos I sent. The effect was immediate. No reply. Just that slow, hesitant typing bubble. She was trying to craft something harmless, a joke maybe, anything to keep the illusion intact. But I wasn't playing along anymore. When her answer finally came, it was lined with strained politeness, too careful, too defensive. And in that tiny crack I found confirmation. Something was wrong. I didn't argue. I didn't explode. I simply let the silence between us harden. Sometimes confrontation doesn't need volume. Sometimes truth echoes loudest without raising your voice. The rest of the morning passed like a storm building behind closed windows. Each message she sent felt like another thread pulling loose. By the time her coffee date ended, I already knew what I would do next. When she came home later, she expected everything to be the same. She walked in with her usual ease, her casual confidence. "Hey," she said lightly. "Coffee was nice. Just caught up with James." I didn't return the greeting. Instead, I held up my phone, showing her the messages she thought I'd never piece together. "So," I asked quietly, "did he tell you what his wife thought of the photos?" Her expression faltered, confusion, panic, guilt flashing across her face all at once. What? What do you mean?" she murmured. I stepped closer, my voice steady. "The photos you sent last week. You asked him, didn't you?" Her eyes widened. She tried to speak but nothing came out. That brief, telling silence was enough. Everything I'd suspected fell perfectly into place. "You really thought I wouldn't see it?" I said softly. "That I wouldn't connect the dots?" Her hands shook. For the first time I saw fear, realization. She had relied on my patience for too long, assumed I'd always overlooked the signs. I didn't accuse her further. I didn't need to. The room filled with a silence so heavy she couldn't hide behind excuses anymore. Finally, she sank onto the couch, covering her face. I didn't think you'd notice," she whispered. "Oh, I noticed," I said. "All of it. And you need to understand, this isn't something I'll ignore again." She looked up, eyes red, her usual confidence gone. "David, No," I cut in, calm but firm. "This isn't about yelling. It's about respect. And you crossed that line." I set the phone down on the table, the messages still glowing on the screen. She stared at them, at the evidence she could no longer dance around. And in her silence, the truth finally settled. The city hummed outside, distant and indifferent, while inside everything shifted. The tension in me eased, not because things were fixed but because the truth was finally out in the open. Emily would carry this moment with her, the stillness, the exposure, the realization that I wasn't blind or pliant anymore. And for me that morning became a dividing line. From then on, I chose honesty, clarity, and boundaries that wouldn't bend just to keep someone comfortable. No more games. No more evasions. Not in my life, not ever again.